Hi, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade, and Dave's not here. Anyways, Gorgar is hurt. Gorgar has some issues that we're going to fix. This is not going to be like a normal video I do. This is going to be a totally different style of video. We got two dead pop bumpers. We got a dead slingshot. And we got drop targets that are sticky. We are just getting this game so it's 100% fully playable. Other things are going to happen to this game at a later date, but I just need to get it so it's fully playable so it can be played. So I'm going to show you exactly the pop bumper issue. Pop bumper. No pop bumper. No pop bumper. This one works. No slingshot. This one works. So what we're going to do is shut it off. Unplug it. That's one thing I don't like doing. I don't like a lot of times working on games. Forgot the plug's way over here. I don't like working on them with them plugged in, because you could solder on them or do something weird and short something out. You could. Not saying you're gonna, but you could. So I kind of don't want to get in that situation where something might happen. There we go. Alright. We got two super crusty pop bumpers and a crusty slingshot. When I first got this game, I went and ohm tested everything under here. This slingshot was already disconnected, and I think one pop bumper was disconnected. I can't remember. But anyways, there was damage on the board. There was some blown transistors. I think they were transistors that were blown. But anyways, so I might have cut both of these off, but I know this one was disconnected. So we are not rebuilding, we are just making this work. And that screw is like partially out already, which is weird. I'm gonna have to screw that in. There's no reason for that screw to be out at all. I wonder if it was never put in properly from the factory. Excuse me. Yeah, I believe it wasn't. String set. Ooh. They put on the harnesses. Just get in the way sometimes. It's all wrapped like around the screw. Enough of that stuff. There. Yeah, that is weird. can feel that it's not like pulled. What do you call it there? There's like these nail things that are on the play field that hold the pop bumper assemblies on, and this one is either stripped out or jacked up. Sits down. I want to tighten this up. And it's just spinning. So that is something we're going to deal with at another date. Right now we're going to get to these. Can you see what I'm doing? That is weird. This is like steel, and this one isn't. Not magnetic. Magnet. Has anybody ever seen that before? This is not. It's two different side rails. Anyways, so let me get some tools together and some parts, and we will be right back. Alright, let's give a big shout out to Marco. There we go. They are sponsoring this video. So if you want to get some parts from Marco, and if you spend $150 or more, you will get free shipping if you use code MB150. So they did not give me this stuff free. I still paid for it, but they are sponsoring it with that discount code. So yeah, if you need anything from Marco, you're going to spend about 150 bucks. Use discount code MB, as in Mark's Basement 150. Alright. We're unplugged, because if I turn it on, we got nothing. Alright. And we got 3 coils, SG23, 850. What we're going to need to do is make sure the diode is going to be pointing the same way on each one of these. That's going to be my big thing. And they are that's what I'm really worried about, is the diode. Alright, can we get you zoomed in more? So we're going to do the pop bumpers on this one. Next video we'll work on the slingshot, but we're going to do pop bumpers right now. So alright, what I need to do is get right in front of you. Move my soldering iron totally in the way. I might get back in front of you again. There. Turn that on. Look at my solder over here. And we are going to start taking the 3 nuts out. Let's do the pup. Oh, I can't even do that. We're going to take these 3 nuts off first that hold the assembly to the playfield. Because this one is actually got like a nuclear meltdown, where the actual plunger that's inside the coil is melted to the coil itself. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun trying to get these off. Normally, I would take this completely apart and do a full rebuild on it like my other videos, but some people just want to know how to replace things. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to replace. We'll clean up as we can, and then we'll put it back together. So we'll do this one here together, and then I'll do the next one. Where'd it go? There it goes. We got the one there that I got screwed down still, but I want to get my soldering iron over here and get these wires off. There. And this coil should be able to be completely removed now. Alright. See, this thing is melted right inside. It came off good. We got some other broken parts here. We got the metal piece where this is broken, which is okay, because I have these and this is in good condition yet. But we got to get this apart. So let's get that apart. Take these screws out. Maybe we should widen this back out again. Alright. So now to take this coil apart. Look at that, it's just so stuck in there. Let me get the spring off. Can I get this plunger out? Yeah. Plunger doesn't have junk caked all over it, which is awesome. I'm going to take this off. Got these 2 screws here. Take that off. And then this will come off like that. And then this is garbage. However, we're going to keep it because I like to recycle stuff. I'm going to clean off the coil stop on here. Like that. I'm going to grab the plunger. I'm going to clean that off with my green scrubby pad. So we want this to make sure it moves freely in and out of the new pop bumper coil. Now these springs, I'll just keep turning it like this. and just going back and forth on the green scrubby pad, and that cleans them up real super nice. These switches seem to be decent, so we'll clean them up. Get the buzzer. Got that cleaned up. I do gotta adjust that switch. Because that should be touching. And then when it pulls down, how is it on this one? Well, that one's fried. This is the good one. Yeah. So I have to get my little tool, leaf adjusting tool, and make this leaf touch the top leaf. Good. Alright. Now what I need to do, I need to go in my little bin of parts. Pop up the parts. Again, this is the part number. For that yoke that's broke off. We need a new yoke. Alright. We'll clean this off here. So this is like I said, this isn't like a rebuild, it's just like repair that I'm doing, because you know we usually do full rebuild. However, some people don't want a rebuild, they just want their stuff repaired. So we're just doing the repair. Normally I take this all apart, clean it off properly, and put it back together. However, with this Gorgar, there's it's got a different future. Alright, so we got our new pup bumper, well, not really new, we got our new coil, I should say. And then we'll get this, our plunger and our spring. We'll set that there. So we have to get this together. This will go like that. This, the fiber yoke goes on top. The metal yoke will go on the bottom. Like that. They go opposite of each other. Like that. So the metal yoke that metal plate we put in there, the curve that's on it goes towards this, and this fiber one goes up like that. And then that will go in there, and we'll put our 2 screws back. If I can get it in there. There. This Gorgar has had a hard life. I had to get all 3 boards rebuilt. It didn't have, this was a Gorgar that was shipped without talking, which I didn't think that there were any, but this one did not have a speech board. It had a soundboard only. So I needed the correct replacement parts for this machine. Okay, our coil's fully assembled now. Here we go. See how the metal right here, the pointy part goes down, and the fiber goes up. So alright, put that back on there. And I did it wrong. Jeez. I totally did it wrong. Did I? No, I didn't. Why did I think I did? I did. Okay, duh. That goes like that. They did have it wrong. There. Now you can see it. Come on. There. Now you can see. This curve goes that way, and then the metal curve goes that way. Like that. There you go. I did have it wrong. Alright. That's why I don't edit my videos. So when I do things wrong, I want you to see how I did them wrong. And then you can learn from me. Alright. So now I'll get our screws that go for the beauty ring and screw them back down. Pop bumper ring. It is beautiful though. Those will go back like that. So when your coils are bad, when they do a thermonuclear meltdown like these ones did, you probably got some board damage. Like mine, I had parts that were blown apart in pieces on my board. So do not get your board rebuilt without ohm testing and checking your switches on coils. So that's like the first thing I did before even powering this up. I checked everything. You don't need to He-Man these down either, because they're nylock nuts. But yeah, ohm check all your coils, make sure they're good. Otherwise you're going to have some unhappy stuff going on. Alright, I gotta get my wire strippers out of here. Sorry about that. Because I cut this other wire off here, This isn't the one I wanted. Oh great, I just threw it out at a thing. I got a growl underneath here. There. Alright. So I just cut that wire off. I did not desolder it. So I just wanted quick, dirty repair. Well, not really repair. Just a quick, dirty fix to get this apart so I could play. Alright. Let's get the soldering iron. Do some soldering. Fluxing this wire. Well, not fluxing, tinning it. And I'm tinning the coil. I'll put one red wire on. Let that sit for a little bit. I'll put this black wire on. Now this one, I'll just be able to stick it right up on top. Do my yank test. Okay, those are all connected. Alright, so we got that one rebuilt. I'm gonna do this one and then we'll get back to the machine. Alright, we got the playfield back down, powered up, well, plugged in and powered up. So, like I said, I've never had 3 pop bumpers that worked before. I've only had one. So, let's see what we got. Just like I said, this is games. Look at that. Look at that, that is nice. I just need to get that working now. And all the switches. This one will work if you like that. Same with that one. But yeah, we're working. Well, if you hold them. Well, how do you turn those lights on? Okay, then. Oh, now they're on. So we're like a roaming switch. Oh, that is kind of cool. So that was a roaming switch. So yeah, what I need to work on is these drop targets. I have to shut the game off because I don't want a fake high score on here. But yeah, so we have our pop bumpers working now. We have to work on the slingshot, will be next video. And these drop targets, I have these boards. These new boards. So I don't think I'm gonna mess around at all with trying to make those switches work. I think I'm just going to leave them dead. They're registering as they're down, which I want. That's what I want them to register as. But I have these new boards for Gorgar. These are like the cool drop target sensor replacements for these William games. As you can see, mine are jacked up, so that's why I bought these. These are I think they're called reed sensors. They go on your drop targets, which I have new drop targets too. Yeah. And then there's magnets. Oh. Looks like I got 7 magnets. Yeah, so I got 7 magnets for the drop targets. So those, I'm going to deal with that another time. Did I get drop targets? Yeah. So I have brand new drop targets, also from Marco. With new stickers and everything. So I believe when I do the final job on Gorgar, we will install these with those reed sensors. I actually have a whole bunch of cool stuff for this game. Mods that we're doing. This is really cool. Get your cup from Marco too. These are just so cool. This game is gonna be so cool with this on. I got cool pop bumpers too for it. But yeah, flipper rebuild kit. A lot of cool stuff for this game that will be going in. But yeah, that cool thing is we have pop uppers again. We have pop bumpers that we never had. Never had three working ones. You know how hard it is to play a game with just this pop bumper working? Look at that. So yeah, slingshot next. And like I said, I think I'm going to leave the drop targets dead and just get them back together when I do with a full rebuild on them and when I do the other part of this game. But yeah, for now it is more playable, and when I get that slingshot done it will be even more playable. But yeah, this game it's still filthy and nasty. I mean, let's look at these. Are we still recording? Yeah. I almost unplugged it. Here. But look at like these plastics. Look at that. That is just so gross. This is how I picked it up. I am just doing one of the let's make it work things. That's my whole point of this video. Let's just make it work. Because not everybody's about restoring, refurbishing. They just want, hey, my pop bumpers don't work. I just want them to work, so that's what we did today. Yeah, this needs to be rubbered and everything. LED'd, it needs all that stuff. But for right now, it is playable. I've been at people's houses where their games are playable like this. They're not fun. This is not like a game I'm going to be proud of letting people play. Actually, I'm going to put a sign on here that says game plays bad, enjoy a bad playing game. Because this is not a representation of what I do. I strip down and everything. However, this playfield's got some issues. Let's just say it that way. So I just want to make it playable. I have a party coming up and I just want it to be playable. If it's enjoyed, it's enjoyed, but I just want it to be playable because it's in the way. So anyways, cool stuff along the bottom here. Give me a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe. Share if this was interesting to you. Look at this guy. He's cool too. Anyways, that's about it. Thumbs up. Look at the description. Take care and later. Dave's not here, man.